This is Single, Saved, and Growing, where we share the real life of single life with open and honest conversations with Queen Kai and Madam Tjay. Hey, what's going on?
Hey, good morning,
Queen
afternoon,
Kai,
good night,
evening,
whatever time it is while you're listening.
Are you working out?
Yes. Are you driving? Are you on your way? Whatever you're doing, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you.
So I just want to dive right in. This was more so your idea. So I just want to know, like, what kind of pushed you? Like, why did you want to do this? Like, what were your thoughts going into it?
Well, first, everybody wants a platform. Everybody's doing podcasts. So everybody is doing videos. Like, it's just important. What is the word? Trendy for this time. So, but I think it's just like the easiest way to talk and to get your conversations across the world or across the board, because it's like I can't talk to 100 people a day, but they can listen to this podcast. And I think that talking about being single and being Christian is such an important topic. And it looks different for everybody. And I want to talk about how different it is. Like, because we get so focused, we hear one podcast, hear one person talking, and we think that that's it. That's the only lane. That's the only thing that I have, to go by, and that's what it is like for everybody, but it's not true. So I really want to come out there and show them, like, it looks a little different over here. Like, we living a little different over here, and this is how I'm doing it, and this is how it's working for me, and I hope that it works for you. Because I am single, saved, and I'm growing, and I want to show how I'm growing in this.
Yeah, that's good. Because we doing it different over here.
Yeah, because we're doing it different over here. We live different. We act different. We love different. And so it's really important that we show the world what that looks like for us. So maybe some people can tweak what they're doing, or even they tell us and we can tweak what we're doing. Right. I love connection, and I think that this is the best way to do it. So why did you want to be a part as well?
I wanted to be a part as well because I think we're not having real conversations about being single and what that looks like as a Christian. And some of us are, some of us are when we get together and we kind of talk, but I feel like on larger platforms, it's not it. It's like, that's not what I'm going through. That's kind of a little bit washed, like, watered down, shallow. Like, let's get to the real. Like, it's hard. It's hard. We need community. We need people who would just kind of be real and let me know that I'm not alone, and I'm not alone. And it's okay to feel these feelings. It's okay to go through this. And that there's hope, like, that there's also hope at the end of this. We will get to my story, eventually, but that is a story of hope, for the hopeless. It really is.
That's very good. And also we have to shameless plug our book. In 2019, we wrote a 21-day devotional, Single, Saved, and Growing, that we co-wrote with our friend, Lewis Robinson IV. And so even going through that time of writing that book was such a just eye-opening time. We talk about patience. We talk about self-control. We talk about holiness. Like, what does that look like? Purity. And something, I went to this conference this weekend, and we talked about modesty and purity. And I think it's I think we should just take one whole episode to talk about it, because it is a lifestyle. It's not just, I'm going to abstain from sex, but I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to protect my surroundings. I'm going to protect my heart. I'm not going to let so many things just come in and just distract me and change my mind. And so that's something that we as Christians, single, married, or whatever you're doing, we have to have a mindset of purity, a mindset of holiness. And so that's some of the things that we talk about in the book. Dating apps, all kinds of things, because it's what we went through for real. It's not something that people just be like, just be single, don't talk to nobody, or don't go to this place, don't go to that place, and you'll be fine. And it's like, that's not really how it works. Like, I have to live, I have to go to work, I have to be around people. I'm social, I'm young. I'm not trying to just be in the house and wait for somebody to find me at my doorstep. It's not going to happen. So I need real practical things that I can live out daily. So that's what we kind of talk about in our devotional, which is available on Amazon.
And I'm thinking about, since you mentioned the book, like where we were when we wrote the devotional, like, and where we are now in our singleness is like, it's like a 360, like, or 180. Like, you know, it's definitely flipped. We are not where we used to be. And I do think, like, one, the book has helped us to do that, you know, help us to shift our mindsets, and kind of break down the barriers and the heaviness of the pressure from the world and the pressure from society, the pressure from church, you know, of what being a single person is. It's not just this horrible condemnation, you know, thing. Is just,
you're not valuable. It's like in the Christian community, it's like you're only valuable to work as a single person. All you can serve in the church, you can work, you can watch kids, you can babysit. This is where your value is in service. When you're single, that you are only valuable when you're serving. And I don't know why it's like that, but it's like when you marry, it's like like you're married now, like y'all can do this, y'all can do that, but it's like, no, that's not. I can do everything and beyond as a single person. I have more time. Like, this is the time for me to I travel. We can do whatever. We're like, oh, let's go to Dallas this weekend. Bet, let's go. Or even like, let's go to this conference. Not even just to go to Dallas for, you know, whatever. But well, we can vacate. Like, people need to vacate. But let's go to this conference. Like, let's pack up everything and let's move. Like, we fully packed up everything and moved to Texas for a whole year, and then came back to Oklahoma, and it was so freeing. I loved it.
Yes, gained our independence.
Yes, getting our independence. So, you know, anyway, the stigma of, I said all that to say that there is a stigma of what a single person does and needs to do and how they need to be in the Christian community. But I also feel like it is evolving as well. It's evolving, which is great. And that's why another reason why I want to do the podcast, because it is evolving and we need to see that.
That's good. So what does single, saved, and growing look like for you? Yeah, I know you kind of talked about it, like the vacates and being able to pack up and go, but what does it look like for you?
So yeah, like being able to just be free, be me, learn more about myself. I think about when we first wrote the book, I just thought about singleness. Somebody's gonna come and sweep me off my feet, and it's gonna be a fairy tale long ride, you know. And it's like, no, there's a lot of work I need to do for me. So my singleness really has been me really working on me, and not just like the self-care, like I'm gonna go get my nails done. No, I'm getting mentorships, going to therapy, talking to people, talking to married people, talking to single people. Like what. Because eventually I will be a wife and a mother, but who is Kyra by herself? Who is Kyra? And that's what I really, really have been learning, being more self-aware, like my likes and my dislikes. I was about to say don't likes. My likes and my dislikes. When I'm like spending time alone with myself, like being a twin, it's hard to be on your own. So because you've had this partner your whole life. So I really have learned to be with Kyra and be alone, be by myself, and grow in that. And I love that we have single, I'm saved, and I'm growing, because at every moment and every day I'm growing. I'm moving towards something. I'm in marriage is the goal, yes, but also me being happy, me being satisfied with my life, content with my life, me being pleased with my work, being pleased with the relationships around me. Because if I can't even have good relationships around me, how am I gonna have a good relationship with my husband? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. So that's what it looks like for me. What does it look like for you? Especially even though because people say you single till you're married, but you're in a relationship and it's coming up on a year, if not a year already.
It's coming up on a year.
Okay. So now that it's been coming up on a year, you've been dating. What does single, saved, and growing look like for you?
That's good. I feel like really it's healing. Like whatever I need to do to heal the little girl inside of me, that's what I need to do. And even before I met my boyfriend, I literally had to go through, like, I feel like a strenuous work to kind of break off everything that I allowed myself to go through, or all my hurts and pains that, you know, just from childhood and growing up. Like, I had to get to the root of a lot of things, get to the root of rejection, get to the root of abandonment, like just kind of get to all that, get to the root of poverty and, you know, generational curses and all those types of things. I had to like strip myself of all the pressures, you know, and kind of get to that part. And then it's when I did that and I felt like I got to a better place, because, you know, there's still growth. Then was able to receive being in a relationship, or even be able to receive somebody who wanted to court me, to pursue me, because the whole time this man wanted to pursue me, I'm like, no, something bad's gonna happen. Like, he's not who he says he is. Like, it's not gonna work. Like, so, and all of those things came back because of rejection, because of abandonment, because of being abused and mistreated. So it's like I had to go through also another level of shaving off those things, because they show up differently. Yeah. They show up differently when you're by yourself or when you're trying to share your life with somebody else.
Yeah, very true.
So yeah, but so now it's like, how do I take the things that I've learned as a single person, this growth? Now, how do I use these tools with this person that I want to be with?
Well, and I think that's good that you said, how do I'm thinking about application. So it's like when you're single, you're learning all these. Like the process is, I'm like, okay, I know what my traumas is. I know my traumas. I'm working through my traumas. I'm going through my healing journey. I'm healing. But now when I'm in this relationship, I need to apply it. And that does not look good. No, it is not that is not a pretty process. That's not a pretty process.
No, you have to check yourself every 5 minutes, like, well, not every 5 minutes, every 5 seconds. Like, okay, did I say that because I'm afraid? Did I say that because I don't know what he's going to say? Did I change my mind because I wanted to? Or did I change my mind because it's going to work better for this relationship and it's not hard for me to compromise? Like, I'm not going to hurt myself if I compromise in this area. Okay, am I hurting myself if I compromise in this area? Yes. Okay, now let's have a conversation about that. And that part is hard too. So it's like, I'm saying I'm applying it, now I'm trying to apply it, but now I have to communicate, one, why I'm applying this and how we can move forward from this. Yeah. And I have to give credit to my boyfriend too, because he is like the best communicator and he's the best sounding board. Like, he's very welcoming to my, like, okay, I can't do this, or I'm afraid of this. Like, he doesn't make me feel like you're weird, like you got problems going on, because I did have a lot of things that we had to talk about, like, right up front, that these are hard no's and these are hard yeses that I cannot compromise. And he accepted the challenge. And passed with flying colors. So hopefully I'll be married by the time we get done with the first season.
Period. I love that. Well, I love that for you. I mean, I've been able to watch the whole process. So, but I think that is something important. We have to have our hard do's and don'ts. Like, I can't do this. And don't make it superficial. Like, just because you've seen somebody on social media say, like, like that post recently, like, so this guy wanted to take this girl out on a date, and he's like, oh, I was thinking, like, we could go get some ice cream. If you're not, well, even before he even asked her to go get the ice cream, he says, are you comfortable? I can come pick you up, but if you're not, we can just meet at this place. It's really hot today. So I was thinking we could go get some ice cream. So you have people who are like, he needs to wine and dine me on the first day. You want to take me to get ice cream? That's like a 5th, 6th day after I already know you. And so it's like, it's okay to have your standards. If you feel like every day needs to be a 5-star dinner, which is unrealistic, okay, with this day and age, it's really unrealistic, but whatever. If that's your preference, okay. But why is he wrong? Why is he so wrong that because he wants to go to get ice cream? He seems very respectful because he told you whatever you're comfortable with. Yeah. If it's hot, let's get some ice cream. What if he was saying he was going to take you out to dinner the next day, or take you out wine and dine you after that? You didn't even, the girl was just like, she shut him down. Like, basically, we're wasting time together. This is not what I want. So I just think that we can't have unrealistic expectations. And if we don't even give people the benefit, if we a grace, or like just to even see a chance, because you don't even know, that could have been the man of her dreams, but just because he didn't take her to the restaurant. So I think it's just important to have realistic expectations. If you can't take a man out to a 5-star restaurant every time you go on a date, then you cannot expect that from him. We have to have our do's and don'ts have to be realistic.
Right. And I think about, like, what are your intentions? Like, what are your intentions with this man if a 5-star restaurant is okay, but ice cream is not? Because that same conversation that we can have at ice cream, we can same conversation you would have at the 5-star restaurant, you can have at the ice cream, which the ice cream gets everything else out the way so you can focus on what you really need to be talking about. We don't need to be talking about wine and getting drunk and, getting drunk and getting confused and all that. Let's go on this ice cream so I can get to the real nitty gritty of what you want. What are your expectations? What do you want from me? What do you want in a relationship? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? So let's get down to what I feel like people aren't, they have this fairy tale there, like this big thing about what dating should be and what relationships should look like. But let's get down to the truth of the matter, honey. Right. And you can find that out over some ice cream. Right. Why you want to spend up all his money? Why you want to spend up all his money? Let's get some ice cream and then let's,
right, because you said we're wasting each other's time now. You was going to waste his time at that dinner.
Waste his time and his money.
And his money at that restaurant. So if we're dating with intention, yeah, I'm going to have some ice cream with you so I can see right now, front and center, is this going to work out or is this even going to be for me? But I guess she said she found out front and center in the text message that wasn't going to work out for her. Like, that ain't
right.
it.
And we all have our things and that's fine. But let's be honest. Let's be honest and intentional. If you want a 5-star, get your 5-star. If you want the ice cream, get the ice cream. But what do you want from that man? Be honest about what you want from that man and be honest about what you want from that woman. Yes. Because you can take her out for a 5-star restaurant because you want something else. Or you can take her to the ice cream.
Like you get distracted by that. Like, because as soon as he took me to mahogany. Oh my God. Like, so now I'm focusing on all of these material things and I'm going to and this is natural. Like we all do it, but I'm going to get a little bit distracted. I'm going to be focused like, but he did take me to that restaurant though. So I'm going to skip over some of those small things.
Compromise.
When I dated this guy, he got money. He always paid for my meal. He don't care how much it is. He's never even commented on the money, but to me his heart wasn't right. Like I didn't like a couple of things about his heart, but I would get very distracted. Like, but if I want to go eat, I can call him. Like, I would use him. Well, I guess I kind of was using, but not really. Like, I wanted to know him more. But it's like, I can use him in that way. Like, okay, I can get this. I know what I can get when I'm with him because he has money.
Yeah.
So if I only focus on the things that I can get from him and not focusing on his heart, then I'm losing. Yeah. I'm losing. So I think to shave it down and let's just go get ice cream, I can see right up front who you are. You can see right up front who I am, and we can talk and have those conversations. But whether you take me to a 5-star or you take me to the ice cream, we have to date with intention. We have to date with intention.
Let's be intentional and let's be honest. That's it. That's the post. Let's be intentional about our singleness, intentional when we're dating, and let's be honest with ourselves while we're single, honest with our partners, honest with our families, because in truth is where we have freedom.
Come on.
We have, come on. When we're true, we have freedom and we want to be free. Let's be free in our hearts. So let's stay intentional and let's be honest.
Amen to that. Amen.
We want to thank you for listening to Single,
Saved, and Growing. Remember, you won't always be single, but you'll always be growing. This episode is part of the Breaking Ice, Building Bridges community podcast platform.
Brought to you by Possibilities.